It's just about 8 minutes before the hour of 7 o'clock on this beautiful Thursday morning, which is Holy Thursday. What it also is here for us now is Tobago Thursday. And so we're going to be heading across to Tobago. We're actually going to be speaking to a playwright. We're going to be speaking to Mr. Jared Primer, who is the director of the play Bitter Cassava. Mr. Primer, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us here on Now.
Hi, good morning. And just allow me to quickly make a correction. Of course, representing the Tobago Performing Arts Company, I am the production manager. I must big up the actual director, Ms. Rachel Pierre, one of our artistic directors in the company.
So you are what? Sorry, Mr. Primer, just repeat it for me again.
I am the production manager for the play, and
Okay.
Ms. Rachel Pierre is the director.
Great. All right, so I mean, Bitter Cassava, I love the name Bitter Cassava. Tell us what the play is about.
All right, so Bitter Cassava, and I'm going to be borrowing from the words of my cast because we've been up since 4 a.m., so I'm so tired. But one of the cast members, he said it is a folklore classic, arguably one of the best plays made out of Trinidad and Tobago, of course, written by Dr. Lester Ifibo Wilkinson from Trinidad. Bitter Cassava talks about revenge. It talks about redemption, and it really shows us some of the, I want to say, the good and the bad sides about ourselves as Trinbagonians. It's a dark play, but of course, steeped in our culture, our cultural experience.
Wow. And can you just remind me who would have scripted it, and, you know, how was it able to, you know, come to stages across Tobago?
All right, so Dr. Lester Ifibo Wilkinson, actually former lecturer at the University of the West Indies in the Creative and Performing Arts, one of my past lecturers as well. And this is a play that I've actually been in. This is a play that our director, Rachel Pierre, has also been a part of. And it's a play we hold very dearly to our heart because it really speaks so truly to our Trinbagonian experience. So when the Tobago Performing Arts Company said, we are going to have our flagship production, it was very easy for us to choose Bitter Cassava to bring to Tobago shores.
Nice. And who are some of the actors, Mr. Primer? Are we going to be seeing any familiar faces?
You may be familiar with some of the actors who are now a part of the company. So there's Khadijah Thomas, there's Cherish Latouche, and those are names that are known in Trinidad, but we are really featuring now even some amazing actors from Tobago like Akinlabi Holder, Dwayne White Jr., and some other new faces, but of course some real serious triple threats who will be making their names on the stage.
Nice. And it's supposed to be playing in Tobago this weekend, right? Can you tell us where we can go and check out the play?
Of course. So the play will be mounted at the Magdalena Grand Ballroom. So the Magdalena Grand Hotel, the resort, we are actually in the ballroom. We're taking the play to the ballroom there. That's where the play will be mounted, and we begin on Friday. And of course, I must mention that we have a matinee show for students because we take our social responsibilities so importantly. We have a matinee show for students on Saturday at 2 p.m. and they get to sit with the cast after, talk to the playwright and the directors and really learn, because we know that we have our students who are doing CSEC theater, and this is part of their requirements to critique and review plays. So we take that matinee show so very seriously, and we are opening it up to the public as well. So please come and see the students interact with the cast, interact with directors.
Now, Mr. Primer, I mean, the play sounds amazing, right? You talk about revenge. It seems to be getting into really what we could understand as the human condition. I'm just wondering when it's going to come to us here in Trinidad so we can see it.
Well, I don't want to let too many things out of the bag, but we have so many supporters in Trinidad who have already been saying we couldn't get to book our tickets, but of course, flights are available now, so try and get to Tobago for Easter. But we are really exploring those options. Perhaps the play may be in Trinidad. Let's see how it goes.
Nice. And I mean, what are some of the other themes that we can look forward to? Is there going to be, for example, a blushing bride or something else we can look out for?
All right, so I don't want to give away too much, but I will give you a little tidbit. So, because we know how this thing goes, where you have your common law wife and then you have the blushing bride. So our main protagonist, and this poster really kind of tells us the story in a bit. We have a little bit of a standoff where the common law wife was thrown out of the house to make room for the new bride. But of course, she doesn't take that lightly, and she comes back to seek her revenge.
Wow. Amazing. And I mean, the cost of tickets, and where is it available?
Right, so we are selling tickets from the Magdalena Ballroom. and the tickets are $120. That's the general price. We had early bird tickets for $75 that sold out very quickly through our online platform. So anybody who still wants to get tickets, of course, Friday is completely sold out now. If you want tickets for Saturday and Sunday, or Sunday showing is at 6 p.m., tickets are $120. You could come to the Magdalena Ballroom between the hours of 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and you can purchase your tickets there.
Nice. I want to go back to the themes one more time. One more time. Is there something about a genuflect before the work?
That is a quotation that comes directly from the playwright, and we honor him in really presenting that the work is so important for us to really kind of pay homage to. He celebrates with Caribbean life and Caribbean performance through this piece, which is really his crowning piece, I would like to say, one of his greatest plays, Bitter Cassava. We are so thankful to Dr. Lester Ifibo Wilkinson for really allowing us, giving us the permission to present this play to Tobago, and of course, hopefully to Trinidad.
Now, Mr. Primer, it seems as if people are going to be out for a treat this weekend. I'm just wondering what else we can look forward to from the production company.
Sure, but let me just talk a little bit about how we in the Tobago Performing Arts Company, we have sought to fuse some of our local, and when I say local, I mean some of the Tobago traditions. So you might see a brushback in the play. You're definitely going to see some dances that are very unique to the Tobago space. You're definitely going to hear some voices and some songs that are very unique to the Tobago space as well. And we really must mention our musical director, Mr. Justin Peterkin, who has really brought together an orchestra of performers from the Tobago space. So we have a lot in store for you. So it's going to be musical excellence, it's going to be dancing excellence, and of course, the performances will wow you. And the Tobago Performing Arts Company, of course, dealing with film as well, and that's under my portfolio. We have a few things really coming up.
Mr. Primer, thank you so much for joining us. And then now, of course, I know that people in Tobago are going to be coming out. I mean, it's an interesting story. So I hope that you get a lot of support. And please bring us to Trinidad soon so we can see it here as well.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to work on that for you. So we really want to encourage people one more time to please come out, get your tickets at the Magdalena Ball Grand Hotel. And tickets are $120. Don't miss Bitter Cassava.
Mr. Primer, thanks so much for joining us on Now, and of course, have a safe Easter.
Same to you as well.
And that was Mr. Primer from the Tobago Performing Arts Company, just telling us about a play that's going to be on this weekend at the Magdalena Grand, Bitter Cassava. You're on the Now Morning Show. We're going to take a break and be right back. Stay with us.